Scorpios, it's Amanda here with your May 2019 RuneScope. This month, in conjunction with our runes, I will be using the Tarot in Wonderland by Barbara Moore and Eugene Smith. Then, as always, be sure to join me after this video for part 2 of your May RuneScope over on Vimeo. I will be pulling and interpreting one card from the Witchlings deck by Paulina Cassidy. So definitely check that out. That link again is below. Also, always check the video for your rising sign as well. If your sun sign is not for you, I'm talking to a lot of people here, so definitely check your rising sign. Sometimes your messages will come exclusively through that video instead of your sun sign. If you would like something that's all about you, you would need to schedule a private session with me. Just drop me a line at runescopesforyou@gmail.com. It's here in the video, over here, and below as well. Let's get our runes cast for Scorpio, May 2019. What's going on? When do we get it? When are we going to get it? So, if you like what you see here on the channel, Scorpio, please do share my channel with on the social media platform of your choice with your friends and family. I would truly appreciate it, and especially if you're watching a video that you know is applying to a friend or a family member who's going through whatever is coming up. Be sure to pay it forward and share. Sometimes it just takes the right message at the right time to help someone through that. So I would appreciate that, and they certainly would as well, I'm sure. Okay. What is up? All right, challenge or focus for Scorps. What do we got going on? We've got the Three of Wands in reverse for your challenge. Here's what it looks like in the upright. So we're back to the drawing board on a move or a shift or change that we were wanting to make here, or a trip or a vacation at some point here in May. There may be kind of like replanning a trip. It's interesting because Pisces was getting like some of them were wanting to move, but we're having to delay that a little bit. So maybe monies and financial situation or credit or whatever is not quite where you need it to be to move or to leave one job for another. Or something that you wanted to launch is not quite ready. Some business you wanted to start, not quite ready. Some of you, your challenge may be just to make a shift or change, especially if you own your own business, in how you are getting the word out. What platforms are you using? Is there something that would be better to use? Your advertising, your marketing, like how you're getting your goods out, how you're shipping your goods, because this card is all about launching, releasing something to the world. You may be having to delay that a little bit in May. A project may be delayed. Or you may be kind of reworking something. It's coming up as your challenge though. So maybe finding the time, finding the date. Doesn't mean, when something comes up as the challenge, that doesn't mean that it's not gonna happen. Challenges are meant to be overcome. So, I don't know, people sometimes are like, oh, it's like, it doesn't mean you can't overcome it. And for some of you, it may be very easy to figure out a different date for this or to make the shifts or changes necessary. It may just be a matter of switching things from one platform to another, or, cutting out the print advertising if it's not bringing you any dividends, any payback. So yeah, it is just kind of like figuring out where your money's going, figuring out where the marketing's going, and kind of tweaking that. Making a shift or change in how something's being released to the world, making a shift or change in when something's going to be released to the world, making a shift or change of when you're going to take a vacation and where you're going to go. That's also or when you're going to move, or when you're going to relocate. For some of you, it could be like there was a date that you were closing on something, or closing on a house. Maybe this is something you set up in March, because we got the 3 here, and it's being delayed, or you know, they came back and they said, well, we really, maybe you're selling your home, and they're like, the buyers of your home are like, well, we really would rather that you fix this or replace this, or they may be trying to tweak the deal, and you have to decide if you're like gonna totally cancel the offer and back out, or if you're gonna kind of do what they're asking you to do here. So interesting, Scorpio. But again, this is a minor arcana, so I feel like for most of you, this is just a matter of, I need to change the date on this, or we need to tweak something. There's one little thread that we need to tie up before we can make this change, take this trip, make this move, relaunch or release this to the world. We need to decide how and where we're going to do that. So yeah, I do feel like you have the answer, though. You know the way forward. It's just a matter of implementing that. In the present, we've got the Hierophant. So for many of you, this could be the end of April going into May, or for some of you, it'll be whenever you're watching this video. The Hierophant is all about rules and regulations and conventions and traditions, traditional things. It can also be about organizations, institutions, hospitals, churches, bureaucracy, the government, neighborhood governments, HOAs, anything that's like, rules and regulations. There's something you're putting an end to where you feel like your money is just being wasted, like you're paying money into something, but you're not receiving any benefits. So you're like, you know what, I'm not paying you anymore. Maybe it is your HOA. You're like, you know what, you never fix the stuff you're just gonna fix. You never enforce your own rules. So I'm done paying this. I'm done doing this. Yeah, there's something that you feel like you've just been throwing money away, and you're like, I'm not doing it anymore. This could also be like insurance stuff. You may be like, you know what, this is too high. I'm going to let some of this coverage go, or I'm going to change my coverages. And, we're going to have to do this because it's just throwing money away. And it's disrupting money I need for other things. This could also be like an education loan where there's something ending with that due to fraud. And it's interesting because I just saw a story the other day on a big student loan lender here in the States that is being sued. So I'm wondering if for some of you it's not that. If you have student loans through a certain place and they're like being exposed, and you are able to end your association with them and go to a more reputable and maybe at a better rate, or even have something forgiven. Like you're able to end your association with that. You don't have to pay back. Maybe it's a loan forgiveness kind of thing, which would be really cool, Scorpio. Yeah, kind of use you're going to be very intuitive about whatever this situation is. And for others of you, yeah, if it's the HOA, you're like, you know what, you keep allowing this disruptive stuff to go on and you're not enforcing your own rules, and I'm not paying you anymore. And if you, or you need to enforce your own rules, or I'm not paying you anymore, I'm going to sue you for breach of contract, or, it could be something of that nature. For others of you, you could be getting a job with a big company, a big corporation, and that may be why you're like, oh, I'm going to have to put my business on hold or my side gig on hold, or you may have to leave a smaller company or a smaller gig because they're just not willing to match the money. They're not willing to pay you what this larger institution can pay. You may give them the opportunity because maybe you don't really want to get locked in with this corporation, but you know, it does seem like maybe you're going to have to leave because they can't meet it or match it or whatever. But yeah, interestingly enough, the Hierophant is the 5, and we're talking about the month of May. So yeah, I do feel like for many of you, there's something about, you know, I'm going to stop this flow of money to this, which is not doing anything for me, or it's unfair, or they've been fraudulent, or I'm going to have to leave this job or this, unfortunately, business or side gig behind because it's just not making me enough. But fortunately, I've got this other opportunity to go to, or this other like bigger opportunity that's really going to pay out much better. The help that's going to be available. I've got the Strength card in reverse. So, let me see here. What's coming through with the runes here? There's something you're not fighting anymore. You're not even gonna bother, like, because maybe this is like, I've tried to, yeah, again, deal with this loan company before, or this HOA before, this neighborhood association, or this bureaucratic crap. I've tried to work with them and get, you know, ask them to do things, and they never do. So I'm not even bothering with that this time. I'm just going to be patient and bide my time and let them kind of get caught in their own lies. There's something where I feel like some of you may be like, I'm definitely taking legal action, but I need them to kind of say something or email me back with something or do something in order to get out of paying this or get out of dealing with this. So yeah, you're being very strategic about something here, Scorpio, in the month of May. And it's like you're letting someone hang themselves with their words, with their lies, their deceit. Or it's like you don't even have to do that. It's already just kind of like you've been patient and just kind of waited, and now it's all working out to your benefit. And yeah, you just maybe gave up a long time ago. Like, I'm not gonna, you know, you can't win a losing battle, so I'm not gonna devote any more energy or anger or time to this. But yeah, this is something that it is for many of you. You just kind of, you waited, you played the long game. And in May, you could find that someone's deceitful behavior is really coming back to haunt them, or lies they've told or emailed. I do feel like you have proof of this, if necessary here, Scorpio. So you are, your patience is going to pay off. If it's still going on in May, just keep that attitude. Your patience is going to pay off, and it may be difficult at times to not say something or put someone in their place, or but yeah, I feel like there's a reason that you're doing this. I feel like there's something that you need to have done before you can kind of you know, go full force with this. So yeah, I'm not sure what it is. It's going to be different for all of you, but there is a reason you're playing the long game, and you're being very smart about it. So so yeah, someone's lies and deceit are catching up with them, or an organization's lies and deceit are catching up with them, for sure here, Scorpio. What must be accepted? We got the 9 of Pentacles. So excellent money card. It's also the happy single person card. So but yeah, those of you that are single parents, Nine of Pentacles is saying you're going to have enough, you're going to be making enough in May to take care of yourself, to take care of any dependents, and also have some extra spending money. So it's due to a new beginning. So for many of you, maybe it's this big offer, this big organization that's kind of coming in, and you're having to kind of leave something behind that's not working. But it's going to be worth it because, again, Nine of Pentacles is an excellent money card, and you're going to be able to kind of start doing some of the things that you've planned to do. So whatever this delay was, or if it is a trip or a vacation, maybe you have to put it off because you're starting a new job and you're not going to have, they need you right away and you're not going to have time to kind of work it in. It's still going to be worth it here, Scorpio, because of the money you're building up, the security you're building up. For many of you, your mom may be newly single and enjoying the single life. This is the rune of mother. So, I mean, so yeah, you could just be maybe seeing more of your mom, or she's just really enjoying being, living the single life, being on her own, being independent. Many of you, if you are working for a new organization, it does seem like this is either a freelance situation or you have a lot of freedom and independence. You have your own office, or you're the one kind of in charge, calling the shots. It does seem like you are the one that is more like, you're not really having to answer to anyone. You kind of call the shots and make the decisions, which is great. And maybe you didn't have that at this other place. So moving on up, Scorpio. Good news. Good news with the Nine of Pentacles. It could be a new business too. When you go back to the drawing board, again, we were talking about kind of tweaking the advertising, or just kind of making some adjustments with something that you need to tweak in order to, make it successful. You could find that between now and September, since this is a 9, that was all you needed to do, and the money starts rolling in, and you start to reap those benefits as early as May. So yeah, really good card. The outcome we've got is the Queen of Swords. Now, these court cards can be male or female in the general readings, as I often say. So it could be an air sign, man or woman, Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra, or somebody who has those traits. Maybe they have a lot of air in their chart. Very intelligent, very analytical. They are able to solve problems, figure things out, and for that reason, you'll often find them in jobs where they're the ones who are, great communicators. They're often lawyers, teachers, speakers, consultants of some sort. They give advice, legal advice, medical advice, could be a doctor. For some of you, I feel like this is the person you're partnering up with. So they could be the representative of this organization that you're talking with, your new boss, or this person that you're working for, because there is partnership here indicated. For some of you, this could be a romantic partnership. Gifu is always about partnership, but for some of you, it could be, again, in a career sense, a business partner sense. For others of you, though, it could be romantic. And but yeah, you're supposed to meet this person because the rune of karma is here. This is also the rune of legalities and justice. So it could be a lawyer you're teaming up, and they're helping you catch this fraudulent situation, the tiger by the tail. They're helping you do that, and through this person's advice. And again, it's you're doing things in a very secretive way. It may be this person who says, send them an email and see what they say back. See if we can't get them in an email. Get their shenanigans in an email. Get some proof of that, because that would really help us with a case here. And very cool. So yeah, those of you that have been kind of like, I wonder if there's anything legal that I can do about this situation to get out of this situation. It does appear that you may. Others of you, this is going to be a new person coming into your life that I feel like for many of you, this is somebody new. Like even when you're watching this, if you're watching at the beginning of May, that you don't know who this is. This is someone new in this life, but definitely not new from a past life. Again, with that rune of karma, there could be a past life connection. You're going to find this person very intriguing. Whether you want to romantically partner with them or not, I think you're going to be very impressed with them. So even if you don't partner up in a romantic sense, because maybe this is someone who's married and it does seem like you're going to find them very intriguing just because of their knowledge, their experience. They're just an impressive, like well-rounded person. They have a lot of power, prestige, and ability to help you, either through the job they're offering or through connecting you with their network of people. For some of you, maybe this is like a marketing person or somebody, maybe that's what, you're tweaking. It's like, I'm going to hire this person, or I'm going to take on a business partner to kind of help me with this. And I want to bring in this person with this expertise. Could be a financial advisor that you're going to about investments and things. Like, how can I increase my money, without having to work, just investing it in certain things. If there's somebody you're partnering up with that's going to bring you justice, they're going to intrigue you romantically, fascinate you, or that you're going to learn a lot from, or they have a lot of power and you're only going to benefit from being within their circle, within their network. So yeah, the swords person is very, very important here, Scorpio. And no matter how it is you're partnering up with this person, it is going to be it's going to be how you kind of skyrocket or take off, because you got the Nine of Pentacles. The Hierophant is a good card. I mean, it's all about like the umbrella of protection with a big corporation, or structure, rules and regulations, something you can rely on, something that's been built up generation after generation. Sometimes we need structure and convention in our lives. You've kind of got the best of both worlds, though, because while we've got the umbrella of the structure and the protection of that, you've also got a lot of autonomy within this situation, or a lot of freedom here. So particularly if it's a job situation. So looks like a pretty good month here, Scorpio. I'm really happy to see that for you. It's just going to take some tweaks here and a decision I feel like you may have to make to leave something behind for something that is far more lucrative for you financially. And for some of you, perhaps, you are meeting someone who's going to be quite significant in your life, if not in a business sense, then in a romantic sense, and partnering up that way. You're going to find this person very mysterious, and just, I see a lot of chemistry and attraction if it's a romantic way that this is going. So if you want to see, you can always schedule a private session with me and we can take a look, which way this is working out for you. And if you should be looking out for this swords person to date. And, in a private session, we can get a lot more information about things like that. So just email me if you want to set that up. But meet me over on Vimeo now. I'm going to shuffle the little Witchlings deck. Want to see what further messages and guidance they have for you for how to handle the month. Maybe more about this, this kind of fraudulent or deceitful trickery situation here. See what more guidance we can get for you about that. The link to Vimeo is below. I'll see you over there for your spiritual guidance. And I will see you back here next month, Scorpio. Thanks so much for stopping by.